number one.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the podcast. We're bringing you guys another episode of D4RK. I'm the gamer nerd Wiz. We got the rapper Mumbles on the mic.
Or on the AirPod headphones.
Yeah, and today we're going to be talking about fitness and sports and movement.
Because who better to go for sports information than a homeschooled kid and a
nerd.
Gamer nerd?
Yes, I don't go outside.
They're the last people they should be talking to.
Yes, so if you're trying to change your life, don't expect to do it here. We're just going to be talking about our routines, our histories of sports, and some of the things that we had to go through, funny story-wise, crazy stories, and all the good stuff in between. So welcome back.
Yes, sir.
Hope you guys have enjoyed. This is going to be the third month that we're doing the podcast. So
I know, we're getting into 3 months. We haven't even started running out of ideas yet. I'm proud of us.
I'm loving it.
Haven't had to start Googling podcast ideas?
Not just yet. We're getting there.
Week 10, 11, maybe.
Yes. So beware.
All right, Coda, for sports and everything, I guess we just start lightly. So what sports are you interested in?
My favorite sport's probably football.
Okay.
Because I'm an American. We're dumb. The football where you throw it, I guess, because soccer's also called football, depending on where you are.
We like watching grown men tackle each other?
Yes. I just like it because it involves a little bit of everything. You kick the ball, you fucking throw the ball, you catch the ball, and you run with the ball. It's a little bit of everything. Sure. There's violence, which who doesn't love violence? I mean, I also like I like hockey clips, but that's strictly for violence.
Yeah, I don't know any rules about hockey or what goes anything on in about hockey. I just know that there's extreme acts of aggression, and that excites me.
Yes, I know you have to get the puck in the goal, and the guy that guards the goal is wearing a lot of extra pads than everyone else, and that's about it. That's all I know.
I know there's ice involved.
And I know Canadians love hockey. So if you're from Canada,
Canadians love hockey.
What about you? What are you into? I assume it's pretty similar.
For me, I'm really only into. I watch football pretty religiously. I am a big football guy. Same reasons. I like violence, and then the color. I really only watch the NFL. And to be real honest with you, it's because my brain's short. So I don't have the mental capacity to remember all the college teams, and I like the bright colors.
Yeah, I don't know all the college teams. I don't watch too much college football unless it's Nebraska, and I just watch to see how much we lose by. But
I don't watch Nebraska football games because I was tired of crying.
Yeah, when I went to school there, I had the season tickets, and I went to 3 of the games, but that was about it.
I know, and I was so upset because you had season tickets, and I've never been to a football game ever.
Yeah, don't worry. We've won 2 of the 3 games I went to, so I don't know if I was lucky or what, but that never happens. We were versing really weird teams
football.
though. So
I really like boxing. Boxing's super dope.
Boxing
I can't tell
MMA
you
are
I don't
crazy.
know all the boxers and stuff, but
yeah,
and I like UFC. Anything that's violent.
Yeah, I was really close to starting to do MMA. The only reasons I didn't get into it was because it was so really expensive, and there's only 2 places in Omaha that do it, and they're both on the other side of town for me, so it'd be a 45-minute drive every morning.
Oh, dude, I loved MMA. I did a little bit of MMA training for a while, and that was the most intense workouts I've ever done, but it was so crazy. Fun.
Yeah.
The amount of I came out of there afterwards and was like, all right, guys, have a nice day. I worked out all my problems. It was good.
Beat the shit out of this bag for an hour.
Yeah, exactly. Try to break your hand on this plastic thing. Football, boxing, I guess that's it for sports. I really don't watch anything else. It's mostly just because I'm dumb, and I don't have a big enough attention span to sit through every other game. Football is really the only one that I ever grew up watching and know how it works. Everything else, there's too many rules. Don't ask me to watch baseball. Yeah. I don't know anything about
I've been
to golf.
We've been to a couple baseball games. I think Jesse, you went with us before because the College World Series is in Omaha. But I don't know all the rules. They're super fucking long games. It's really repetitive.
I'm sure if you know what it what they're doing and you know the rules and logistics, it's more fun to watch. It's like, oh my gosh, he just threw a pop, da 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 da. But like for me, it's just dumb. I'm there for the nachos. That's it.
I think to spice things up
Halftime shows are cool.
in the baseball world, I think they should start alternating which way they run. So
I
the
think we
third,
take off helmets to spice it up.
ooh, and the ball turns into a rock.
And we
And
take away their bat.
and instead of you just tapping them with the ball to get them out, you have to literally tackle them while holding the ball. So it's the opposite
Like
of
a
football.
football,
You have the
baseball
ball.
I'm down with it. I forgot my favorite sport that I love watching pretty religiously. Sarcastiball.
The fuck is that?
Do you know what Sarcastiball is?
No, I'm expecting a joke here, but let me hear
As
it.
a South Park fan, I'm so sad you don't know what Sarcastiball is. Remember where they did it? The dad was like, "Oh, what if we just created a sport called Sarcastiball?" And he was like being completely kidding, but like they were like, "Yeah, that's a good idea." And they
Oh
took all
my
the rules. So
gosh.
like you had pillows like all over you, and to get the ball from somebody, you had to give them a hug or like a
Oh wait.
compliment.
Oh, I do remember that.
Yeah,
I haven't
Sarcastiball.
watched South Park like all the way through, so there's definitely like tons of episodes I haven't seen, but I
I
do
love South
I
Park.
remember the visuals of them like wearing all the fucking pillows and shit.
Yep. There's a new quarantine episode that
I
dropped, and I'm
know.
so excited.
I haven't seen it yet, but I
I haven't
saw a
seen it yet.
commercial. Yeah, it was like the
My
vaccine
favorite one that they
edition.
dropped in the middle of like the times and stuff, because like you know they stay up on current events,
Yeah.
was the big like when the Xbox One came
Yeah,
out and the
the
PlayStation
Black
4.
Friday ones. Those are the best
Yeah, the
ones.
Black Friday episode. Yeah, it was like a 4-part series or something like that. It was
Yeah.
so dope.
Where they had like the CEO of Microsoft and the CEO of Sony like fucking battling to the death, all tatted
Yeah, like
up and
trying to like
stuff.
plot these kids' deaths and stuff.
Yeah, no, that was
I loved it.
a spicy episode.
Good old South Park. It's what raised me.
Yeah,
Don't
no,
have
we have
anything messed up on this podcast.
dark senses of humor for both of us,
Cartman raised
but
me. But yeah, I
yeah,
think that's it pretty much for sports that I watch. So you said you watch just football, pretty much, right?
yeah. Like I've watched a couple baseball games. I've watched fights, obviously. That's pretty
Yeah,
much
but who
it.
doesn't love watching fights?
And we're in Nebraska, so NASCAR. Never seen a NASCAR
I've
match, but
never watched. My ex, her family would go. It was kind of cool.
it's cool when they
Because her
wreck.
cousin did it. Yeah, it's cool when they wrecked. Well, they did dirt racing.
Oh, that'd be
Um,
pretty cool.
That was kind of cool, especially like they would go so fast around these corners and stuff. Like the cars would lift off the ground, and like there was wrecks every other turn. So it was like, yeah, violence, chaos.
I feel like I would
So
watch
that was
like
cool.
a. I feel like I would watch rally car racing, which is like it's through like a dirt path, but it's not like a circular track.
Yeah,
It's I've seen clips and it just looks super crazy, but like the the Indy 500 where you're just going
I could
in
never watch that.
a fucking
What's he
circle. I
gonna
mean,
do?
you're
What's he gonna
going
do? Left turn.
yeah,
One down.
you're going
Left
like a crazy
turn.
speed, so that's cool, but like I want to see some
So
action.
is everyone else.
Yeah, like you're all going the same direction, you're going the same speed. They're all the cars are the same, it's just who can drive better.
And most NASCAR fans are really weird. And I'm sorry, but I just don't like Chew or any of my cousins.
Yeah,
It's just
facts.
not my thing. I've tried it. It just wasn't not for me.
I haven't. Which one of those did you try?
Anyways, so what's your favorite football team?
NFL's probably the Seahawks. I think we touched on this a little bit before, but college, as I said
Russell
before,
Wilson.
yeah, I do. I think I don't.
I'm
There
totally
was
just talking shit.
there was comments about him like almost getting drafted to the fucking or it was either the Bears or the Browns, but really hope that didn't happen. I haven't kept up to date on it, so I don't know what happened, but hopefully he's still
Wasn't
on
there
the
a
Seahawks.
player that just like went to prison?
Probably. I don't know.
Pretty sure there was a Seahawks player like just recently went to prison for beating the living hell out of his girlfriend.
Phew.
Like he like beat the shit out of her, and
That's
then like
terrible.
he walked away, got a bowl of cereal, came back, was like, "Oh, you're still alive."
Holy shit.
And
Okay. Well, I'm
yeah,
gonna have
there's
to
like
look
video
into
or
this after the
something, and
podcast. I didn't
yep.
hear about
So
this.
yeah, Coda's a Seahawks fan.
Well, I hope it
He just
wasn't the
became a Seahawks
Seahawks.
fan a month ago. That's weird.
No, I've liked the Seahawks for as long as I can remember. I still have a fucking Marshawn Lynch jersey from when he was on the team, and
I want a Marshawn Lynch jersey. I do like Marshawn.
because 24 was my number in football, so I loved that, and he was a fucking psychotic motherfucker. There's plays of him just dominating, like
beast mode.
Nothing can stop him. He loves his Skittles, so I love Skittles, so I'm a fan.
Skittles.
So we're like the same person, I guess.
What team does he play for now?
I don't. I almost said the Raiders, but I honestly don't remember.
I think it might be the Raiders. I think that's right. I think it is the Raiders. Raiders or Saints. I don't know. But please don't bully us in the comments. If you're a big football fan, I'm looking at you, Braden. And
like
Harry.
I love watching football, but like I don't stay with like the news or like the draft or anything like that.
Yeah, like we're not hardcore. Like I'll catch it once a week and I'll watch my team or like these last this year I really wasn't into football. Like I really didn't watch many games. The year before
I watched a lot of football this year.
But before that, like I watch every week, but
yeah, I watched a lot of football this year, but like something I've never done is fantasy football. I have no idea how it works.
Yeah, I've never done that either.
People always talk about it. I still don't know what the hell you're talking about. Like, oh, I got 17 points in that game, but we lost. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know the rules. I know people could like make money.
Like I know you like pick your own team or something, and then those players get you points for doing shit. But yeah, I don't know. It seems entertaining. I just haven't gotten into it yet. I'm sure I will when I'm older, or maybe soon. Because I know
when
a lot
I'm
of people.
Older, we haven't said that in a long time, Connor. We're both 21 years old.
Well, the only people that I know that do it are like either college kids that are like really into it for no reason, or like dads. Yeah.
Yeah, so one day we have kids and like we decided, we have no future in sports.
And I do like a 20-minute research session on YouTube of what the hell fantasy football is, and then I'm like, good to go.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, that guy's a cool name. I'm gonna pick him.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? My favorite pro football team. I really don't watch any college, and for college, I'm really kind of torn on who I like and who I claim. So here's the story. I don't think I've talked about this in a previous podcast. Please don't start if I'm gonna get canceled, it's this episode with this next sentence I'm about to say. I used to be an Oklahoma fan. If you live in Nebraska, that's a big no-no, and you know that.
It's like almost as bad as Ohio State.
You said what?
It's almost as bad as Ohio State or Iowa State. Or I guess the Hawkeyes.
No, we're not that bad. But yeah, I used to be a Sooners fan, and then later in life, I figured out the only reason I was because people I wasn't the biggest fan of were big Husker fans. So I was like, I'll go against the grain.
Yeah.
So
I'm just glad you weren't an Iowa fan.
Take that. Say what?
So I'm just glad you weren't an Iowa fan. I'd rather you be Oklahoma.
I wasn't an Iowa. No. I was gonna make a bad joke, but we have Iowa fans. I can't do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so now I'm like, you know what? I live in Nebraska. Like, I'll wear a jersey or whatever.
I root for us, but I expect us to lose every time.
Every single game. In Frost we trust. We talked about that.
We did.
But for pros, I really don't make good pro decisions either. I've been a Broncos fan for as long as I can remember. And like it was cool to be a Broncos fan back when we had Peyton Manning, and we were like, oh yeah, Super Bowl 50, that's ours. And then Peyton Manning left, and now we've had a different quarterback every week since then, like 4 years ago.
All the bandwagoners had to switch teams real fast.
They did, and I'm still stayed. I still got my Broncos stuff. There's a couple teams that I like and replace, but it's really hard being a Broncos fan. It's really hard. Whenever I tell people that I'm a Broncos fan, like, oh, I'm sorry. What's it like not winning a game in 3 years? I'm like, leave me alone. At least I'm not a Browns fan.
Yeah.
Could be worse.
My least favorite team used to be the Broncos back when they had Peyton Manning. Just because I don't know, he was always a weirdo to me, and I didn't like the. Yeah, I'm not gonna get into it, but and then the Patriots, the Deflatriots, never liked them.
The Deflatriots, Cheatriots, whatever you want to call them. And I still don't like them, but just because Tom Brady and them all move doesn't mean I don't dislike them any less. Just because of the branding now.
Yeah, they're like the Patriots aren't a threat anymore, but I
No,
still like the
absolutely
team.
not. Now Gronk and Brady are both on the Bucks.
Yeah,
It's been really cool seeing all the new Bucks fans this year because those have never been around.
that's never been a thing.
Do you think all the people that were Patriots fans, like the diehards, Tom Brady's the GOAT, are Buccaneers fans now?
Probably. Because most of them are just Tom Brady fans. They weren't Patriots fans.
Yeah. Yeah. And they just liked a solid team that they knew were going to win every single year and every single Super Bowl.
Yeah. The Chiefs have always been on my high list of teams that I don't like as well. But that's kind of like the opposite of what Jesse said earlier. Like, I just don't like it because there's so many people that I know that love that team that I despise.
Yeah, and that's most teams. Like, if I don't like a team, it's usually because either I hate their fan base or I know the most diehard fan of that team and I can't stand the person, so it ruins the whole team. Like, I can't stand Cowboys just because of their fans. I can't stand who's the other team I don't like? Patriots I don't like because they're fans and Brady and just everything about the Patriots.
Yeah.
Dang, what was the other team I couldn't stand? I can't remember. Guess we patched that relationship. But yeah, that's usually how it happens if somebody runs. I actually like the Chiefs, not because of they're winning now and they got Mahomes. I like the Chiefs pretty much just because like Kansas City is my favorite city on the planet.
Yeah, I
love Kansas City.
If I didn't know if I didn't hate all those people that love the Chiefs, like I'd probably root for them because they're like the closest NFL team to like a Nebraska one.
Yeah, to Nebraska.
And like every Nebraska fan loves Chiefs. Yeah, like every like Walmart you go to, you can buy Husker merch or Chiefs.
Hey, Chiefs. We love the color red.
Yeah.
But all right,
to get into playing sports, what was the first sport you ever played?
I don't want to get.
I know it's the same as mine.
Sports because I know where it's going to end up, and I'm not going to be happy. The first sport I ever played was just like everybody else, soccer.
I don't know any little kid that never played soccer.
Yeah, every little kid. It was like mandatory. I think it was like to pass the second grade, you had to be enrolled in soccer.
Yeah.
And I played for like 5 years, and I was okay at it, I guess. I don't know. I was like first grade, so they were just like, kick the ball that way, don't let it go that way. And I was like, all right, cool. And eventually, when I stopped doing it, was when the kids were like doing backflips and craziness, and the field got too big, and I was like, nah.
Because every year every like 3 years you like aged up, they like increased the field size or added a new rule, and I was like, this is hard now.
Yeah, I got way too complicated. I was like, ugh.
What was your team's name?
I was in sports. I wanted to tell girls that I won stuff. That was it.
What was your team's name?
Oh gosh, it was the not Green Goblins because that was your.
Yeah, that was mine.
The Bulldogs.
The Bulldogs. That was it.
Bulldogs.
Yeah, because me and Jesse, we played in the same like league. I don't know if that's what you call it, but I'm gonna call it a league.
Yeah.
We weren't on the same team. I don't remember why, but I know that I joined soccer like a year or two after Jesse had been playing it already, and I joined the team called the Green Goblins. It was a fun time. I loved that team. And I was the goalie for most of it. Got so many fucking bloody noses and kicked in the nuts and all the terrible things as a fucking like 8-year-old.
Yeah.
And then my head coach decided to quit and told all the kids to go their separate ways. And
nice.
The only team that had like an opening on it in the same league was this team called the Monarcas, which is like means butterfly in Spanish, but the people were
I was gonna say, isn't it just the Monarchs?
No, the jersey said Monarcas, and then
I was about to flame you so hard.
And then I remember our jerseys had like cerveza on the back, which means beer, and we were like 10. My dad thought that was hilarious, but
oh, maybe it does. I was thinking Corona because Corona means crown.
Yeah.
So during the pandemic, I told everybody that I got a Corona tattoo. It's just my crown.
But that team was all right. All the kids were super nice, but I was the only person on that team that spoke English. which was really hard to like play, but I tried my best. I learned a couple words, and I definitely didn't start anymore. I played a lot, but I just like I couldn't get into it because like I didn't know what they were saying all the time, and I'm too dumb to learn Spanish when I'm like 10. So
Sure.
I played that for like a year, and then I quit playing soccer, and that was when I started middle school, I think. But that's the only reason why I quit playing soccer. I loved it, but
Yeah.
definitely couldn't play it anymore because I.
Soccer was cool. I definitely got my teeth kicked in a couple times.
Yep. I remember the
I remember
one
there was this one
time.
time. You go.
I remember the time when my team went against your team, and
Yeah,
I
and it was
remember
like epic. It was like Avengers Endgame type stuff.
I got so pissed off because some like fucking big ass kid on your team. He's like, we're all like 10. This kid's like 6 foot tall, like a
Yeah,
walk
he
like
was
he's like
definitely
a
like 17.
sprinting refrigerator, and he fucking like decks me in the fucking face with an elbow. I like knock a tooth out and I'm bleeding everywhere. Like, what the fuck is that? This ain't football. That
Yeah,
fucking hurt. So if
I
you say
remember the
soccer's not a
part.
contact sport, suck a dick.
I remember there was one time, I was playing soccer and I fell down, and the ball was like in front of my face, and another big old refrigerator looking dude went to kick the ball. Well, someone kicked the
Oh
ball
my
out of his
god,
way.
I
So what
remember
he did,
this.
he just shoe blasted me right in my teeth and up my face, and that felt
Love
great. Even
it.
better, my mom just gave birth to my sister, so she was breastfeeding her on the field.
That's
Like she
great.
was sitting in her chair breastfeeding, and she was like, "My baby," and started running. And this lady was like, "Oh, like, do you want me to take your child?" She's like, "She's connected, can't." So mom's trying to hold this child on her teeth, and it's like, "Are you good?" And I'm like, "Mom, your boob's exposed. Please get
Go
away
sit
from
down.
me. I'm
I'm
begging."
uncomfortable. You're putting me in a
Like,
lot more
I'll be
pain.
fine. Yeah, I'm gonna start bashing my head against this grass.
Yeah. Before we
Yeah,
move
that
on
that was
from
all bad.
soccer, do you want to tell your story that we talked about in the school episode with the donut?
So I received a career-ending injury. When I was like second, third grade, I wasn't even playing. Like I think I was there to watch you play, or Austin and
No, we were
Zach, or
watching Zach
somebody.
and Austin's team play. Yeah.
Yeah, because they all played soccer too. And we were just in one of the open fields, kicking a ball around, playing like we would, because we were so bored watching them be dumb.
Yeah.
Um, and we were playing around, and we kicked the ball up onto the top of the net. So I was like, "Yo, let's not get anybody taller than us. I got it. Don't even worry about it." Um, so I crawled up the
Like
net
Spider
on
Man.
the fence, around on the goalpost, and I knocked the ball up, and I was just gonna crawl down, and
Yeah.
got at a different plan as he usually does, and I fell down off of that, and the little tiny bar at the bottom of the goalpost is right where my tailbone on my butt connected. Just dropped straight down onto it.
Oh god, just hearing
Um,
it makes my ass hurt.
oh, the worst pain. It's one of the worst pains I've ever had. And I started running around in a circle, just holding my butt, screaming. And everybody's looking like, "What's wrong with that kid? I don't know what he's up to." And yeah, I went to my mom and told her what happened. We went to the doctors, and yeah, I broke my tailbone.
Yeah, it
Being
was
an idiot,
pretty bad.
my butt bone broke.
I broke
And
my
that's not even
butt.
the only time I broke it, but I won't tell you about the second time. Violence is bad. But yeah, I had to. So while I was at school, because it hurt to sit. My butt was broken. So they gave me this little inflatable donut. It was basically this like it
It
was
looked
shaped
like
like
the
a
top.
donut,
It
and it
looked
was
like the top part
plastic.
of a toilet seat.
Yeah, it did, and you literally had to and blow it up. And yeah, I had to sit on that everywhere, and everyone made fun of me. And yeah,
Yep.
good times. Never played soccer again.
The 1 year I went to school with Jesse, that's all I remember. It's the only thing. I don't remember any other kid's name. I just remember you sitting on a donut.
Which sucks is like I'll try to reach out to like people from my elementary school. I don't know why. And I'll be like, "Hey, do you remember me?" Like, and they're like, "Wait, who are you?" And I was like, the donut kid. They're like, "Oh shoot, what's up, dude?" I'm like, "I'm just gonna go. I'm just gonna leave." Yeah, that was a good time. So Dakota, what other sports did you play after soccer?
After soccer, so this is when I started middle school. As we talked about in the school episode, I was a pretty nerdy kid. So,
Yeah,
I didn't really play sports initially. But seventh and eighth grade was where soccer, or not soccer, was where football turned into like uh, tackle, because I didn't want to play flag football, and
yeah, because that's nerdy.
and my I didn't want to play real football at all. Actually, this is one of the stories I
Really?
was gonna tell in the school episode. I actually hated the idea of me playing football. The only reason I
I didn't
played
know that.
is because my dad made me. He said, "You either
Oh
play
shoot.
football or you wrestle." And I was like, "Well, I don't want to touch boys on a mat, so I'm gonna play
I don't
football."
want to touch boys on a mat.
Yeah,
Oh my
I
god.
never liked the idea of me wrestling. First off, the singlets, not a great fashion choice, and yeah, just I didn't like that idea of sweating up against somebody else, trying to hold him down on the
Yeah.
ground. Didn't really seem too
Yeah. When you
keen to
describe
me.
it like that, it seems a little sus.
Yeah, no, I never found the idea of wrestling to be fun at all. But
Teasing.
sometimes it's cool to watch, like if they do like cool moves and shit. But that's about it.
I like watching people get slammed.
Yeah, that's cool. Like when they like pick them up and like slam them over
Yeah.
their fucking head.
At Bradley Martin and Steve.
Yeah, I loved that video.
I
But
did
yeah,
too.
I was terrified because I had never done anything like physical before. I obviously didn't start in middle school at all. Like I think I played a couple games. I wasn't very good at all. Didn't really enjoy my time like actually playing. Like the main thing I liked was the practice, which is weird, cause
Practice was a lot of fun.
I knew all the kids and like my team was super cool, and like all the drills, like I know how to do the drills correctly, obviously, because I'm not stupid. But um, once it came to the game, like I would do great in the drills, but as soon as the fucking it was like actually, oh damn it, as soon as it's actually game time, they throw a pass to me and I'm like, I got it. Nope, it's on the ground. No matter how expensive of gloves I bought, nothing would help. I could not catch a ball mid game at all.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Trust me, I get it.
that was my middle school sports experience. That was the only sport I played in middle school.
What about high school?
Well, did you? Oh yeah, I guess your sports were mostly in high school as well. So
Yeah,
high
all mine were
school,
high school. I don't think I played any sports in middle school.
in high school, I played a shit ton of sports. Cause like I as soon as I started playing football, I actually like really like enjoyed it. Like I knew I wasn't great at it, but like I enjoyed my time playing football.
Yeah.
And I loved like the feeling of like a family and like all your friends like have your back no matter what, and like even if you're like shitty on
Yeah.
the team, like people still got your back. And I was always worried about
So
getting bullied in
essentially,
high
Wizards
school.
wants to join a gang.
No, I just was always worried about getting bullied in high school, and I mean
So
it didn't stop it, but it just made it
we
less
wanted a
often.
family to help you with protection.
Shut the fuck up! I am
to
not
feel
in
like
a
you
gang.
Feel in. You guys all wore the same color.
Whatever.
Am I onto something?
You are, but I'm not.
Hashtag Wizards is in a gang.
I'm
He
no.
wore purple, means he's unloyal.
Fuck. God, I hate you.
I know.
Just trying to get me canceled for something I didn't even do.
I really. Hey, you guys heard it from him. I was just observing, just putting my 2 cents in.
Yeah, but so I did continue to play football in high school. I loved football in high school. Like my football team was actually really good in high school. My freshman year I didn't start because I was still like kind of nervous and trying to get used to everything. But I was like, so like summer practice or practice started in the summer. So by the time school started freshman year, I already was friends with most of the seniors. So I was like, shit, this is gonna be cool. And like I wasn't like I mostly kept to myself, but like I wasn't like the quiet weird kid. Like I tried to like actually like talk to people. So like when it
Yeah.
came time to like, oh, if most public school kids know what this is, but freshman beatdown. Yeah, I wasn't a part of that. Thank God.
You would have made it. You would have just broke down. They would have killed your soul.
Yeah, no, I was like terrified. I was like, I gotta get friends with everybody. So made friends with the coaches, made friends with all the seniors. My little
Coda's just
freshman
handing out
ass.
money at school just so we can like get in cool with everyone.
Yeah, like don't hurt me. I'm so sorry.
I'm sure the only reason you're doing it's because your childhood's rough and back at home it's bad, but
yeah, football was definitely like the biggest sports part of my high school career. Probably other than robotics, definitely like the biggest highlight of my high school years.
okay. I thought you were gonna say robotics was like your second favorite sport. You did. I was like, we're using the term sport a little loose there, bud.
No, like when I lettered in fucking robotics for going to Worlds, I fucking did not want that on my Letterman jacket. I was like, that's weird. But so yeah, that was freshman year. I continually played football freshman through senior year. My junior year of high school, I started on varsity, and I lettered in football, which I thought was super cool, which I thought would never happen.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh shoot.
We went 10-0, and we lost in the semifinals for state, which sucked. I definitely hated it. There's nothing that matches the feeling of the bus ride home after you lose a big game. Like literally the worst feeling ever.
Yeah, I believe that.
No noise, just silent, especially if it's an away game.
Silence and sadness.
Yep, everybody just has their headphones in, fucking listening to sad music, wondering what they did with their life.
Knowing their parents.
Knowing now, I'm like, oh, it's just a high school football game, but bro, it felt like fucking the end of the world.
But back then, like that was your world was high school.
Yep.
It's funny how much stuff we thought mattered in high school that like everyone says it, but once you become an adult, none of it matters at all.
Yeah, like I don't talk to any kid that I went to high school with. Like nobody. Like I'm on good terms with some, but
well, even like the whole popularity thing and all that. Like I was on Facebook yesterday, and I seen, and I'm not gonna drop names or anything like that, but like I seen like it was like the super popular kid, and he was like doing really rough, but I was like, oh geez. And it was just like a realization of like none of that stuff matters. Like you can have all the friends and be that popular celebrity kid around school, but like once you're done in high school, it's gone. And heck, I was the weird kid, and look at me now. I'm doing okay, doing all right.
That's usually how it works. If you peak in high school, the rest of your life doesn't go usually too well. But
enjoy mopping.
Yeah, but
I'm kidding. I'm just being me.
Yeah, no, we're just making jokes. We know that's obviously not how everybody ends up. We're just doing it for the lulz. If you do mop,
we love our janitors.
Bro, I fucking definitely cleaned my fair share of bathrooms, so.
Back.
But yeah, football related. Played it for 4 years. Started my last 2 years. I was a free safety and a tight end, and sometimes played wide receiver. And then I was up both sides special teams, so I was always playing. Our practices were very intense. We got off school at 2:30, practiced till about 7, and then we also weightlifted every morning, starting at 6 in the morning until 8.
Jeez.
Did that every single day. Still had practice on Saturdays. Practice every day during the summer. I still loved football. The hardest part is starting, but once you get started, the time flies, and I loved fucking football practice, as much as it was like a hassle to fucking run until your lungs feel like they're gonna explode. But the only big injury I've ever gotten from sports is I've jammed every one of my fingers, obviously, which isn't a life-threatening issue, obviously. But,
I haven't had that in so long, and I forgot how much of a pain that is until just now.
No, it really sucks. That really
felt like the end of the world.
No, it really sucks, but it's not terrible. I've broken all of my toes on one foot, and then not on the other foot, but yeah, when I broke all my toes, it was during a weightlifting practice, and I just got done squatting like 300 something, and I was trying to take off 2 plates off one side at the same time, and
silly goose.
my grip couldn't reach around. My grip couldn't reach around the second one, so I dropped it about 4 or 5 feet on my foot. I shattered all my toes. Just
that makes me hurt.
If you wonder what the doctors can do to save a broken toe, keep wondering, because I also am wondering, because they did nothing. They're just like, oh yeah, try to stay off of it. That's about all we can say. So I had to start driving with my fucking left foot, which is really weird. Don't do that.
Is that why you always wear? I think I just figured out something. Is that why you always wear socks? Is because you don't have toes on one foot?
No, I have my fucking toes. Like, 2 of my toes are definitely crooked, but like, I think the socks thing is like just genetic, because my dad never doesn't wear socks either. But
y'all heard it here first. Wizards is in a gang and only has 1 foot with toes.
Just my walk wobbled. And then the worst injury I ever got, I
want to hear it again.
Yep. So I broke 2 of my fingers, but like normally when you break your finger, it's like horizontal, and it's a lot easier to heal.
For my viewers.
So what happened to me was I was on special teams. I was practicing punt return. It was just a practice, wasn't in a game. And they kick the ball straight up, and you're supposed to like catch it like this, like a basket. And well, my fingers were too angled vertically, and that ball landed directly on these 2 fingers on the tips, and I think it's called a compound fracture or something, and it shattered them down the middle, both of them. It split both of them down the middle. Worst pain of my life. And what made it worse is my dad, when I got home from football, because I didn't quit practicing. I kept practicing. I just babied it a little bit. And my dad convinced me that I just jammed it. And I just kept going to practice for like a week. And I remember this vividly. One day in the shower, it just happened to be in the shower, but my dad told me, oh, just pull it out, it's jammed. Like, because usually when you jam a finger, they always tell you, like, the fastest way to get it to heal is to pull on it until you hear a pop.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't do that with a fucking finger that's shattered down the middle. Don't do that. On a scale of 1 to 10, that hurt like a 15. Definitely some painful shit. Really regretted that. And I remember the whole time I was going to I made my mom take me to the doctor, or I made my dad take me to the doctors. He thought I was just being a pussy. I didn't hear the end of it until we got there, and he's like, "Oh,
I felt so bad.
I'm paying all this money just for them to tell you got a jammed finger and all that." And we get there, and they're like, "Yeah, we've never seen this before, ever."
Oh my God.
This is the first time I've seen a finger break like this. I really don't know what to do. You might have to have surgery. So I was terrified, because I still have never had surgery to this day. Well, I guess by the time this podcast goes out, I will have had surgery. Getting my wisdom teeth taken out.
Buddy, wisdom teeth time.
So excited. So I had to wear a cast for 6 months? 8 months? I don't really remember. And it was on my right hand, of course. I had to learn how to write with my left hand. Don't worry, my teacher, my English teacher, as I said in the last in the school episode, she wasn't the best teacher, so yeah, I didn't get any extensions. Had to write like full-on 8-page papers in a 45-minute class with my left hand. Looked like dog shit, but I still ended up passing the class somehow. Yeah. So, I mean, I've given injuries, given 3 kids concussions in football. Loved it. Not intentionally, obviously, but definitely was a plus for me. So, now to Jesse's.
Nice.
Jesse's the next set of sports, and then I'll talk about mine.
So in high school, the sports that I played, I played football all through 4 years, but I played a different kind of football. So the way that my football was, it was more intense version. There was no pads or anything like that. You had spikes on your hands, and the ball was on fire. It was flag football. I played flag football.
Yeah, and you had this little belt around you with these like little yellow things that.
Yeah.
Jesse played competitive tag for 4 years.
There's a reason. So the reason I only played flag football and not the real stuff, as you guys say, was I had a bunch of concussions in like middle school. Like there was a summer I had like 5 of them, and I eventually got a brain bleed. So like the doctors told me like, hey, if you get hit really hard in your head and never get another concussion, you're probably gonna die. And I was like, ugh, that sucks. So mom wouldn't let me just throw the dice. So I just played flag football, which like it was still like there was some contact. It wasn't all just like, sir, could you hand me your flags?
I know. Something that I thought was like a new thing. I didn't know there was a line in flag football.
Yeah.
Like whenever we played it in gym, like there was no line. It was literally just like the quarterback and then like
Running.
2 wide receivers or maybe a running back. And
yeah, we had the wide receivers, the running back, the line. We had all that. We had the safeties. But yeah, so I did that all 4 years, and I liked it. We weren't training as hard as like for normal football, but it helped me get some aggression out. Like I enjoyed it. I like Dakota. I couldn't catch to save my life. I was a running back for 3 years of that.
Yeah, that's why they
I was a good running back too.
That's why they switched my position because I couldn't catch.
Yeah, I'm super tiny. Oh, you were a wide receiver.
Yeah.
I was super tiny and I was quick, so I was perfect. So I was a pretty good running back. And then my senior year is when I was varsity. Or no, I got on varsity my junior year. But then they were like, you know what? You're kind of scary. We're gonna move you. How do you feel about line? And I was like, I'm 120 pounds. What are you talking about? So my senior year, I did line, and I loved that. That was great because I could shove kids over just like it was regular football.
That's why I like the tight end.
Kids over.
That's why I like being a tight end because that's like a part of the line that like certain plays you run out for fucking passes for. Like every other play, like I was blocking like 300-pound linemen. It was fun, but sometimes it fucking sucked.
I believe it. That's a truck.
Yeah, no.
That's a car running at you. But yeah, when I was online, it was fun, and it was funny because like the kids, I played through my homeschool center, so the kids weren't exactly like
athletic,
the most physical specimens. I worked out since I was a little kid, and like I'm small on the smaller side, but I got my strength. So I was bulldozing these kids. Like it was taking 2 or 3 of them to push me back, and I was always getting past their line. And it's funny, eventually I got a nickname while I was in football. If Avery or anyone ever decides to watch our podcast, they can attest. But I gained the nickname Chupacabra because I was a little monster. I would grunt and stuff too. Like I really tried. I was like, oh, I seen somewhere that intimidation works well. I'm gonna try that out. So like I was that kid beating on my chest and stuff. Yeah, just growling and everything. I remember, dude, my hands hurt so much now as an adult. I would beat my knuckles together before a play. And that was like my thing, and oh my gosh, I don't know who I thought I was. And even like when I was done with football at my senior banquet and everything, the coach like gave me an award. And he was like, "Yeah, no, he was a great player." He's like, "I always had to worry if he was going to hurt himself or somebody else." And I was like, "Thanks, coach. Yay, I'm the violent kid."
Yeah, I'm just picturing Jesse like t-shirt and gym shorts, just punching his fists together. Just ready to
pushing over
sprint
a bunch
out.
Of tiny kids. Yeah. Bunch of third graders. Or at least the size of third graders. Yeah, that was me. You watch
Jesse
this
was
girl.
just the school bully.
I was like, hey girl, you wanna come to my flag football game?
I got a cool jacket.
Yeah. I don't even have a hoodie no more. My ex has my hoodie.
I know. Like, oh, look at me. I got my ex-boyfriend's flag football hoodie. Look out. I got him. I got me a man's.
Oh my god. They were proud too. Other than football in high school, I did track and field for like 2 years, like freshman, sophomore year. I love track and field. Track and field was actually like really dope. Because I was super good at it. Like I got awards at a school that I didn't even go to. I did long jump, hurdles, and then any of the sprints. And your boy was quick. I definitely can't run like that now because I'm old and fat. But yeah, I was a running machine. That was super fun. I really enjoyed track and field.
Track is fun. I did track. I think I also did it my sophomore year. I wasn't like super like sprinty, so I didn't do any of like the 100-meter dash or anything like that. I was like the long distance kid. I didn't do no like 2 mile or mile. I did the 800-meter run or the 400-meter, and I had a lot of fun in track. I loved all the people that were on my team. I loved the fucking idea of fucking just sprinting on this track. I had some cool running shoes. Thought I was the shit. The long distance kids, I remember one day for practice, we started out at Central, my high school, and we ran like 3 miles to, I think we went to Harrah's. It's like 1.5 miles there, 1.5 back. And that was like I love doing that stuff because like you're not just running around a track, you're like actually running like up and down hills, like out in like fucking places I've never been to before on foot. So I thought it was cool. And then the other sport I did sophomore year was powerlifting. I know you're thinking like, oh, how'd this skinny bitch do powerlifting?
Cody used to have some strength to him. Then he decided gaming was his career, and it's all gone.
Hey, I can. So there's certain things that I can still lift pretty heavy. I powerlifted. I went to state, and I got 4th place in state for my weight class. I remember the weekend before our weigh-ins for state, I like didn't eat. I like ran on the treadmill for fucking hours wearing trash bags and winter coats because I was like 18 pounds overweight and I lost it in like 2 days. Definitely
so unhealthy.
Not healthy.
So
Don't do
unhealthy.
that. Don't do that. It worked for me. Don't do that.
Unhealthy.
Not good. At state I squatted 335. I deadlifted 530, and I benched like 150. My bench was always the worst. But
well, see, my bench is where I shine.
Yeah, the reason I didn't do track or powerlifting the years after that was because that was the year, like that summer after that was the year that I got in that car accident with my dad, and that car accident really destroyed my knees and my back. I have really bad tendonitis in both knees and both shoulders, and my back is fucked. I went to the doctor. They don't know what's wrong, but so tendonitis when I run for long periods of time, my knees like swell up, and I get really bad shin splints, which is the main reason I quit doing track, is because my shins felt like I was running on glass. It fucking hurt.
Yeah.
But yeah, after my knees and stuff were fucked, I definitely dropped like 100 pounds on each of my maxes for powerlifting, so I wasn't competitive anymore. So I continued to weightlift just for football practice. I couldn't do powerlifting anymore because like every time I would get in there for a squat, like I'd be fine, and then as soon as I would get to like a certain spot, I'd be like, oh, that's my back, I'm going down. Or like my knees would fucking look like balloons by the end of practice, and I'd be like, this is fun. So yeah, they didn't think I should do powerlifting again, so it sucks. I had a lot of fun. There are some crazy motherfuckers that do powerlifting, I swear to God. There was this one kid that was like a senior when I was a sophomore. He was about as tall as I am, but like a little bit thicker, so like he weighed a little more, but he wasn't like super big, but that motherfucker, goddamn, I swear to God, no matter what like lifting mechanism he was using, he was like doing like, like, oh, we need to have like an extension on the bar so we can add more weights on there. Like 7 plates on each side type shit. Like, Like
That's
I have
called
no
drugs. That
I have
kid was
no
on
idea how
crack.
he was doing it. Like he was like lifting up like 3 refrigerators at the same time kind of weight. Like that shit was
It's
fucking
definitely
insane.
crack.
And powerlifting practice was always the best practice ever. If you ever want to hear fucking some grown ass men screaming the fucking most obscene things at you to try to get you to lift weight, go to powerlifting practice. Like, come on, pussy, you little bitch, lift it up, lift it up.
Like,
Sir,
yes,
I haven't
I'm
even
still
got
a
it off. I
child.
haven't even got it off the rack yet.
I'm 16, so stop.
My God, that was fun, but definitely painful towards the end. But
Yeah,
that was it for me
football
and
and track.
my sports.
Yeah, football and track were pretty much it for me in high school. After that, like I've always been like really big into lifting and stuff like that, and like I stay in the gym. You know, if you follow me, you know that. Uh, but yeah, I've always loved the gym and stuff. I've never done powerlifting, but like I got like my bench is pretty good. Like I know I could probably compete, but like since I was homeschooled, it kind of limited me to what sports I could do, and with like my brain stuff and head trauma,
Yeah.
I couldn't really do a lot. I wanted to though. Like something I've always wanted to do is I've always wanted to box, always, and I'm still probably going to now that I'm an adult. Mom can't tell me no. So I'm probably gonna drop this album and then get into boxing. So if I take one to the side of the head and lights out, you guys got some music
There
out
you
of it.
go. You got an album, and I'll be sure to leak the rest of his shit.
Yeah, exactly. He already knows the password to my computer. We're all good.
Yep.
He can get my
I
stuff
got it
handled.
all done. Fucking.
But yeah, boxing I want to get into. But yeah,
Yeah,
that's pretty much it for sports.
I've always wanted to do MMA, but I already talked about that earlier. But
See,
yeah,
I would love to do MMA, but
that's
that's
some scary
violent.
shit. Like fucking
That's
imagine
just
getting
two grown
kicked to
men
the
like,
fucking
hey,
head.
legally try to kill each other.
Like, oh, you just took a fucking full on shin to the face. Like, enjoy that
Yeah.
fucking broken skull.
Yeah, you got your ear bit off for money.
Yeah, enjoy.
Yeah,
But yeah,
continue on with your night.
I haven't been to the gym as often as I probably should be. Towards the end of my last relationship, I got her to get us a Planet Fitness membership where she like to bring a free guest. So I was going like every day, and did that for about like 6 months. I quit drinking pop. I still haven't been drinking pop, so I've lost a shit ton of weight. But the main thing I would do there is just run and do like some basic lifts and stuff like that. So I wasn't really going for like looks. I was just going to maintain and possibly lose some weight. But after I broke up with her, I obviously couldn't use the gym membership anymore. So I started my
You could
own.
ask.
I started my own membership in Lincoln, and found out that some of the people I'm not fans of go to that gym. I went there like 3 times and then never went back. I canceled it. And from like January to like June was quarantine time, so I was stuck inside. Great for your health. And
Yeah.
then Jesse got a gym membership, and I started going with him. Not as often as I used to, but probably once a
Well, I
week.
also tried to kill you.
Yeah, we were doing some hardcore shit, and I hadn't worked out in a long time. Like I can still hold my weight on the fucking cardio. That's about it. Like
Mans can run forever for
I can
no
run
reason.
forever. Running like 5 miles a fucking day way back when. Still fucking can
See, I
do
can't do
that,
that.
but
I can't keep up with him on a treadmill. I come back, I'm like, oh, like, did you take a break and come back? He's like, no, I've just been running and running. I'm like, why? You don't have to, you know that?
yeah, like
No one's chasing you.
gotta get ready in case somebody does. But yeah, I haven't went to
That's
the
why I have
gym in a
guns.
while. But Jesse's been going, obviously. I need to go back, but now that I got a job and I stream every day, and then I work on the weekends at DoorDash, and now I got a podcast.
Yeah,
Gym's
it's kind
a
of hard
little
to.
difficult to work in there, but we're working on it.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't been going a bunch lately just because I've been so focused on trying to get my album and everything, and yeah, podcasts and everything else that I got going on. Like, it's been rough kind of juggling everything. So, like, I've missed a couple weeks in the gym. But once I get my album finished and done, I'll be back to it because then I can, like, that frees up so much time for me once my album's done.
And you got music to listen to when you work out.
Yeah, true. Because I'm going to put together a hit list.
Jesse showed me a couple songs off the album. Awesome. Awesome.
Oh, we got some stuff coming. Oh, I'm excited.
Yep. We're both excited. Obviously him more than me, but I love the songs that are in
Yeah.
it, so be ready for that.
Yes, sir. All right,
But
Coda.
I think that's it
pretty
for
much it.
today's episode.
Cool.
Had
Episode
fun
number
talking to you
9.
guys about our unathletic asses trying to do sports.
Right.
But anyways, that's gonna be it for today's episode. Hope to see you guys next week. We're gonna keep rocking these out for you guys.
Comment. What sports do you like? What's your favorite teams?
Yeah. Tell us what
All
we
that.
said wrong. Correct us on everything. And if you're still here, congratulations. You're the best. And we will see you guys next week. Peace.
Go. Now.
Oh, it is me?
Yeah, it's you now.
Oh, because okay, this is okay. All right.
Yeah.
Sorry, shut the fuck up.
Number one, oh, number